Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new episode of NASCAR Heat 3 Career Mode. Today we go to New Hampshire in both the Xfinity Series and in the Cup Series. We're going to have Daniel Suarez in the car for our Xfinity team. So we were going into here hoping that he would be able to bring us a good run there. As you see the playoff standings on your screen there for a brief moment. But as we went into the Xfinity race, we actually had a good qualifying effort from our driver, Daniel Suarez. He qualified in the third position and started on that bottom line as he went down towards turns 1 and 2 behind the pole sitter of Christopher Bell. As they came through the center of the corner, Elliott Sadler would battle there as Suarez actually messed up the entrance on turn 1, and he would get put in the middle of a 3-wide situation, but he would be able to get himself back up into, I believe it was the 4th position by the time he came to the midway point of this race, now running behind 3rd place of Elliott Sadler as he went down through turns 1 and turns 2. Suarez certainly looking like a good candidate to maybe be our driver that we choose for a playoff seat in this car. Now as he came towards the final lap, running in P3 as he got past Daniel Hemrick as he went into turns 3 for the final time as he drove up alongside the one of Elliott Sadler, though it would not be enough as he came through turns 3 and 4. Christopher Bell would come out of the corner to come through and hold on for the victory as Suarez would get a 3rd place finish, which is just a great finish for this team considering how our season has gone so far. So I was very happy with the effort from Daniel Suarez, and hopefully we can keep this up here in the future. Obviously we're coming up on some road courses shortly, so there's going to be some surprises for the road courses maybe with drivers, so I'm excited to get to those courses. Next in the Xfinity Series though is the Iowa race, so we have to get through that first and hopefully we can run good there. But now it's time to set our sights on the Cup Series race. The New Hampshire, a track that I've won at in my rookie season. Our first career win was at this track and we finished 2nd last season here. And we came into this race, I was running preset 7 on the setup, so we're not running any custom setups or anything because I ran the preset 7 last season and it worked really well, so I figured that we could pull it off again here today. And we made it to the 3rd session in qualifying as we came out of turn 4 down the front straightaway, currently with a 30.565 as our best. We would come through to better it with a 30.423, and I would call it there, and we will start in P4 for New Hampshire. Let's hope we go forwards and win this race.
Today, the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series makes its one and only stop at New Hampshire Motor Speedway for the running of the Foxwoods Resort Casino 301. Opened in 1990, this 1-mile oval racetrack is in Loudon, about an hour north of Boston. New Hampshire previously hosted 2 NASCAR Cup events, but lost its playoff race to the Las Vegas Motor Speedway in 2018. So, these drivers only have one chance to make it count here. The green flag is in the air. Let's get ready to go racing on PRN.
Alright, we are ready to go green here in New Hampshire. Kevin Harvick and Clint Bowyer on the front row. There you see Bowyer in that 2nd place. So we have 3 Stewart-Haas cars here in the top 5 to start this race, as no one is sent to the back or anything, so we're ready to go green. And Kevin Harvick gets ready to lead the way, one of the top drivers this season once again as the green flag is out, and we are underway here in New Hampshire. The inside line for the first time I've seen gets a terrible start now as we head down towards turns 1 and 2. Bowyer immediately clears Harvick to take the lead as we go up the track, completely screwing up the entrance of turns 1 and 2, falling back a few spots down to P5 as Kurt Busch is on my inside along with Martin Truex Jr. now as we come down the back straightaway, using that momentum though to get up all the way into that 3rd position on the outside of Kyle Busch as we head down towards turns 3 on the outside now of the 4 of Kevin Harvick as they check up just a little bit just in front of me. But as we come out of turn 4, Kyle Busch is able to get a run and get past me down the front straightaway. And as we come through to complete this first lap, we get clear of the one, so we get down in front of him, and he hits me in the bumper as we go into turns 1, and sideways he goes off the bumper of Truex, and Truex slams into the side of the 1, and the caution flies early on in this race, as we have a very crazy start here in New Hampshire, and this would set us up for a restart. Obviously, that contact from Kurt sent me up the track, and we fell back to P7 behind the 48 of Jimmy Johnson, as the green flag would once again fly here in New Hampshire, and once again the inside line gets a horrible restart, allowing Kevin Harvick, who leads that outside line, to edge out Bowyer going into turns 1 and get clear for that lead, as Kurt Busch is just behind me now. And as we come through the center of the corner, Logano, he would be able to clear me, but we would look to his inside on the exit of the corner as we came down the back straightaway, trying to get towards that top 5 now as we head down towards turns 3. And up ahead, Jimmy Johnson, Kyle Busch, and Kyle Larson battle 3 wide. Jimmy Johnson on that bottom line. He won this race in our career mode last season over myself, and he has not yet won a race this season, and he looks to change that today in New Hampshire now as we come down the front straightaway to complete that 5th lap as we battle alongside Joey Logano as we head down towards turns 1 and 2. Kevin Harvick continuing to lead this race as I actually went a little bit sideways into turns 1, and I immediately picked up on it that we had a pretty loose car on the entrance of the corner, especially in turns 1, and I was a little bit concerned because if it's loose now, it's going to be even more loose later in this race. So I was a little bit concerned that that might be a problem as we come through the center of the corner, though, moving into that 7th position ahead of Joey Logano there on that last lap as we would come down the front straightaway. Now approaching lap 7, a chance to make a 3 wide with Larson and Busch down the back straightaway as we built up a big run. So obviously I took the opportunity as we went down into turn 3 wide with the 2 Kyles now as we come through turn 3, clearing them both, moving into the top 5 as Boyer is on my outside as he is drifted back a ways, and we would be able to get past him and move our way up to that 3rd position as we also passed Ricky Stenhouse Jr. by the time we came to 6 to go in the stage. Harvick had checked out and Jimmy Johnson was just a little bit in front of me as Joey Logano now was on my back bumper trying to get past me as he certainly had a fast car, and I was certainly noticing we don't have as fast of a car as I have had here in past seasons. As we came to 2 to go, though, we had reeled in the 48 of Jimmy Johnson, but Kevin Harvick, he had continued to check out. He was gone as Logano would look to my inside, though, on the exit of the corner. We would build up the momentum on the exit to be able to run away from Logano as we came down the back straightaway, approaching the final lap in this first stage. This time by as we send it into turn 3 pretty deep, moving up the track now as we try to at least gain a spot over Jimmy Johnson before the stage is over. And as we come out of turn 4, Kevin Harvick takes the white flag in stage 1 as we come down the front straightaway about a couple car lengths behind the 48 as we head down towards turns 1 and 2, going for just the slightest slide there as we come through the center of the corner. Once again, Logano closes up on me, but we close the door as we exit turn 2 with a big, large run as we come down the back straightaway for the final time in stage 1. A chance to look to the inside of the 48 as we head into turn 3 and we make the move as we go side by side into the corner, trying not to wreck the 48 or get into him. As we come out of turn 4, though, the 48 has the momentum and we do not now as he's on the outside. We come to the line side by side and Johnson holds me off for 2nd in stage 1 as Harvick blows everybody away and gets the playoff point as Kyle Busch would round out the top 10 in the first stage. And we would not have to come to pit road at the end of this first stage, so we would obviously stay out and get ready to restart in this 3rd position behind our teammate of Kevin Harvick now. As we get ready to start stage 2, Johnson will be on the outside front row as we get ready to go green. And the inside line has not been very good on starts so far in this race as the green flag is out. Stage 2 is underway, and once again the inside gets a horrible restart, and that allows the 48 of Jimmy Johnson to take the lead here in New Hampshire. I believe this might be one of the first times Jimmy Johnson has led in this season as we come through turns 1 and 2, getting into the side of the 22 just a bit as Truex forces it 3 wide up the inside now. As we come out of turn 2, up the middle we go now as we come down the back straightaway, pulling ahead of the 22 at least to clear him as we try to pull ahead of Truex as we do just that as we go into turn 3, coming alongside the 4 of Kevin Harvick now as we exit turn 4. A little bit of contact with our Stuart Haas racing teammate as Jimmy Johnson comes through to lead the first lap in this 2nd stage now as we come down the front straightaway, heading towards turns 1 and 2, trying to edge out the 4 for 2nd, but we move up the track a little bit in turns 1 and 2, a little too much, and that allows these 19 of Truex to get ahead of me as well as we come out of turn 2 down the back straightaway with a run on him. And now as we try to look to his inside as we head down towards turn 3, and we do just so as we get alongside this 19 of Truex into the corner now as get just a little bit sideways again as Truex does have a little bit of damage there on the front end from that opening or that 2nd lap crash with Kurt Busch as we came down the front straightaway, moving back into that 3rd position with 14 to go in the 2nd stage. And as we go for a slide into turns 1 and 2, Larson behind us goes for an even bigger slide as he got into the back of Truex, and he manages to hold on to the cars. Kevin Harvick, our teammate, makes a move to the inside of Jimmy Johnson as we head down towards turn 3, as Johnson is about to give up the lead now in New Hampshire, as Harvick is clear for the lead over Jimmy Johnson as we exit turn 4 now in that 3rd position, still just in front of Martin Truex Jr. in the number 19 car. And by the time we came to lap 10 of 16 in the stage, we had pulled away from Truex, and Joey Logano had actually gotten ahead of him and was looking to my inside as he was trying to take the position away from me, as once again Harvick, when he got to the lead, he was gone as Jimmie Johnson was just up ahead, as Logano obviously putting a lot of pressure on me late in this second stage to take the position away as we come through turns 3 and 4. Logano had just so much speed compared to me that I had to give up the position to him and give him P3, and we would keep losing time. Martin Truex Jr., by the time it came to lap 12, approaching lap 13, he would run me down as well and look to my inside, and once again I just was struggling with this car so much I had to give up another position and drop back to P5. So certainly the long run is not our strong suit. By the time it came to the final lap, Larson now had run me down going into turns 1 and 2, and he was looking to my inside as we went for a big slide into turns 1, as we get a run on the exit of turn 2 though on his bumpers. We look to his inside down the back straightaway on this final lap of stage 2, a chance to maybe look up his inside into turn 3, and we take the opportunity just like we did on the last lap of stage 1 on Jimmie Johnson now as we come through the center of the corner. Keselowski lurking behind, but as we come out of turn 4, the outside will prevail for Larson as we come down the front straightaway side by side as he clears me, and we get P6 in the second stage after Larson would pass me for 5th on the last lap, as Ryan Blaney would get the final stage point. So decent for him, and Kevin Harvick once again wins the stage and gets another playoff point as we would come to pit road, take 4 tires and 2 cans of fuel. Unfortunately, the AI would actually do the same for once, so we wouldn't lose any track position here for the start of this third and final stage. And we would get ready to start this third and final stage in that 6th position behind the 19 of Truex, alongside the 42 of Kyle Larson now, as the inside has been terrible on restarts as the green flag is out. The third and final stage is underway, and this time Harvick gets the best restart the inside line has had all race, as he's actually still side by side with the 48 of Jimmie Johnson as we head down towards turns 1 and 2 as they all go sideways up ahead. And as we come through the center of the corner, we are able to build up a pretty large run as we come out of turn 2 down the back straightaway, closing in on the back of the 42 of Larson, and we're going to make a move to his inside as we head down towards turn 3, trying to gain as many positions as we possibly can on this opening restart now, as Keselowski briefly looks to my inside as we come out of turn 4. He is there, and he tries to make the move as we come out of turns 4, just about 3 wide up the middle, but we do clear the 2 of Keselowski as we head down towards turns 1 and 2. Harvick first, Logano second, and Jimmie Johnson in that third position as we would slide up the track there through the center of the corner, allowing the 2 of Keselowski to look to my inside as we came down the back straightaway. But now we build up a huge run and look to the inside of the 48 as we head down towards turn 3, trying to take over P3 now here in New Hampshire, and we would be able to do just that as Johnson moved way up the track, giving up the position out of turn 4 as we would move into that 3rd spot and keep moving forward as well. We would pass Joey Logano, who had actually fallen off quite a bit, so he fell well outside the top 5, and we had moved into that 2nd position by the time we came to lap 52 in this race, just trying to run down Kevin Harvick as we hit just about over 20 laps to go now as we come down the front straightaway, crossing that line, and we would continue to reel in the 4 just a little bit. It was 1.3 seconds there, and continuing to drop now as we went down the back straightaway into turn 3, and we were just setting our sights on closing in on the 4 of Harvick. But the further we go into this run, the more my car was falling off, and we were just slowly losing the grip onto the entrance of the corner, and we were getting really tight on the exit of the corner by the time we came to lap 60. Just 16 to go as we head down into turns 1 and 2, and we would end up getting a caution due to Ryan Preece spinning out in the corner. There you see him coming back up the track there, and that would set us up for a late race restart, and this is exactly what I didn't need. But we have a chance on the outside here, a good restart for myself, as the inside is very bad on these restarts now as we're green with 13 laps to go, a chance to get down in front of Harvick for the lead late here in New Hampshire. But we go into turns 1 and 2, and we go for a bit of a slide up the hill, and that allows Harvick to get back up ahead of me as Larson gets into my left side now as we come down the back straightaway, sitting in that 3rd position behind Martin Truex Jr. as we're going to get down in front of the 2 of Keselowski as we head down into turns 3 now. Certainly a good restart for a moment, but we went into turns 1 and 2, and I just could not hold the car down as the tires were just going away on me at this point as we come out of turn 4 and hit the wall because we're so tight on the exit of the corner, as well as we head down into turns 1, and the 48's going to give me the bumper as we go into the corner, and that shoves me up the hill, and that allows Jimmie Johnson to my inside as we exit turn 2. And as we come down the back straightaway, we would battle side by side with the 48 of Johnson, but we would get in behind him as we went into turn 3, actually getting into his bumper a little bit now as we come through the center of the corner. Hamlin and Keselowski behind me, and I knew at this point we were in big trouble because the tires were just so bad at this point that I was hanging on for dear life, and I knew we weren't going to hang on long as Denny Hamlin, by the time we came to just 9 to go, he was still lurking behind me, and so was the 2 of Brad Keselowski, as we were just not able to hang on much longer as Hamlin would look to my inside, and it was certainly, I was doing everything I could to stay ahead, but it wouldn't last long as Hamlin and Keselowski would both get past me, and so did Alex Bowman, who would come through with just 6 to go. Now Larson gives me the bumper going into turns 1 and 2 and shoves me up the track, and we just keep getting roughed up late in this race. And this certainly wasn't how I imagined the last portion of this race going now as we came down the back straightaway on the back of the 42 as we head down towards turn 3, giving him a shot to the bumper to let him know that I didn't really appreciate what he did as we also used him up a bit, but we wouldn't be able to stick with him. By the time we came to just 2 to go, he would pull away just a little bit more as we sat in the 8th position as Chase Elliott now would look to my inside as we go for a huge slide into the entrance of the corner as we kind of cut the exit there, trying to get whatever speed we can get down the back straightaway, approaching the final lap here in New Hampshire. A rough race here in the final portion. We had a good solid performance with the first and second stage and really the first half of the last stage, but unfortunately a caution has turned it completely around now as we come through to take the white flag here in New Hampshire. Clinton Boyer, our teammate, behind me as we head down towards turns 1, once again going for just a slight slide, but we hang on to the car as we push up the track now as Boyer would get clear as we come out of turn 2 down the back straightaway, though we build up the momentum as we come down the back straightaway side by side with the 14 for the final time here in New Hampshire as we go into turn 3, trying to hold on to the 9th position now as we come through the center of the corner. Boyer looks to my inside once again on the exit, and we come down the front straightaway to lose the spot to Boyer, and Kyle Busch battle side by side at the line, but we get P10 in New Hampshire. A very, very disappointing finish for how we ran in the rest of this race as Kevin Harvick, our teammate, would sweep every stage, including getting the race victory here in New Hampshire. A very unfortunate finish for us, but really we can't be too sad about a 10th place finish. And if you think about it, we've had a great season so far, and we have continued it here today. And that is Kevin Harvick's 3rd win of the season. We have about 3 drivers with over 20 playoff points, and then there's me, and I think it was Martin Truex Jr. with quite a bit as well, but not quite up to 20. But hopefully we can get some more playoff points in the future. Next episode, we will be going to Pocono, a track where we kind of gave away the victory last time we were there due to pit strategy. Hopefully when we go to Pocono in the next episode, we don't have that pit strategy issue with the AI again. No matter what, we have to take 4 tires at Pocono on every pit stop at the end of the stages, no matter what, so we can't do anything about it in that situation. But if you guys enjoyed this episode, make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. Those would all be incredibly appreciated. Like I said, in the next episode, we go to Iowa in the Xfinity Series and Pocono in the Cup Series. Hopefully we can get a win there. We could have contended for the win today, but a late race caution put us in a bad situation, and we dropped the positions there. As you see the playoff standings, Austin Dillon is the first guy out, 11 points back, as Bowman holds the final spot. So I'll see you guys in the next episode. Thank you for watching, everybody, and have yourselves a great day.